telling the membership lies.
No, it was not.
Absolutely.
About Mr. Dowson's contract, which was on Eddie Butler's blog, and all I said to the members, if they care to look at Eddie Butler's blog, they could actually see a copy of Mr. Dowson's contract, which wasn't the same as what you were telling the members.
You went on and on, it wasn't one point, you kept on coming back point after point after point, and refused to sit down and let other people have their say.
One other question. The London organiser recently applied for nominations for the London mayoral candidate, and I was the only person that actually applied.
That's not true.
I was the only person that applied, and we were in the process of printing leaflets, and the whole system was abandoned and has now been started up again. Can you explain why that happened?
There are a number of people who applied.
Well, there was one, Mr. Griffith.
Well, there's more.
There are now. There are four.
There's more there now. You are not a suitable candidate, I'm afraid.
Sorry.
You are not a suitable candidate, in my opinion.
I'm not a suitable candidate.
No.
You pictured it probably was suitable.
Could you tell me why I'm not a suitable candidate?
I don't think it's suitable for this meeting. No. I'm just telling you open and honest and everything. That you are not a suitable candidate, in my opinion.
Because he's honest. That's
and in
why.
any case, it's
Honest. Explain yourself, Nick. The man he's thrown down the gauntlet. Now take it up. Why is he not?
He's a publicity hound and a repeated liar. So that was
the only lies I've seen and heard have come from you.
Yes, can we just have one time?
Can I just say something? We are going to have to leave.
No, just one more question. Just one more question. Over the past 4 or 5 years, I've actually been reporting members of Parliament to the Parliamentary Commissioner and to the police. Initially, the BNP website was very keen to put all these things on the BNP website. When I actually supported Mr. Butler, they were no longer put up there. The one question I'd like to ask, because it has been a major issue, the parliamentary expenses scandal, I'd like to know why you, in all the time that I've been in the party, nearly 5 years, you have never ever once gone in the public forum, on the television or on the radio when you've been interviewed and actually mentioned that it was the British National Party, that, not Michael Barnbrook, it was the British National Party that started it all off. Why have you never mentioned it? Have you got something to hide?
That's the kind of attitude, stupid attitude, which is why I don't think you're a suitable candidate. How on earth do you think that anyone who goes on Question Time or the BBC, anywhere, from the British National Party, actually gets a chance to say what we should say, when they absolutely nail us to the floor, and generally these things are pre-recorded, and if you say something they don't want to hear, they simply edit it out.
Mr. Chairman, when it comes to people having a say, at that meeting in Dagenham last autumn, where you addressed the London members, I was refused entrance into that meeting by your bodyguard, obviously from you. At the time, I was not suspended, I had full membership, had a membership card in my hand. The one thing that a membership card should give you is the right to go into a meeting, and that meeting was refused to me. I'd like you to tell me why I, a full member, was refused entrance. Before you answer that question, I'd like to remind you, Mr. Chairman, you said that we had a right to address you at any time. I wrote you a letter. I know you get many letters, but you don't get many from me. And I wrote you a letter just before Christmas saying this party was facing destruction. And I said, Mr. Chairman, I advised you, I said, there's only 3 men in this party who can save this party. I said, Mr. Chairman, you're one of the men. I didn't name the other 2, but clearly I had your fellow Euro MP. The animosity wasn't so great then. But I reminded you, Mr. Chairman, that you, me, and for that matter, Andrew Brons and half a dozen others were in an earlier nationalist organisation called the NF, and that NF destroyed itself. I witnessed that, you were present and so were others, and I called upon you to have a private meeting without the glare of publicity to try and save the party, take the heat out of it, by you and 2 other men who I didn't name, but obviously you know who I had in mind. Mr. Chairman, why was I not allowed into the Dagenham meeting? Why didn't you reply to my little letter?
As regards that meeting, well, first of all, the question of attendance of meetings. Having a membership card entitles you to attend one meeting and one meeting only, and that's an EGM.
Mr. Chairman,
That's-
you were speaking to the London members. I'm
Yeah,
a London
and
member.
I was speaking
I've
to
been in this
London. Yes,
party from day one.
that meeting was called to take things forward for people who wanted to take things forward.
Things
I want
haven't
to
gone
take
forward.
things
Things are
forward, Mr.
deteriorating
Chair.
in the party, Nick.
John.
Not in London, they haven't.
John.
Well, London is going
You don't-
extremely well because we put things behind us. There's a great team
What
there
about Yorkshire,
working.
Nick?
John.
I'm talking about London, 'cause that's where this meeting was. So, that meeting, we had oceans of factional meetings from the Butler side, overwhelmingly.
This wasn't
At which-
factional, this was a BNP
Precisely.
meeting, Mr. Chairman.
This was
Why
a
was I
meeting
not
about,
allowed in there?
because my judgment was that you and various other people there would simply go over the same old ground and come up with the same old lies. It's the Frankfurt
Mr.
stuff.
Chairman, I
Shut
do
up and
not
listen
tell
to me,
lies,
will you?
Mr. Chairman.
I listen to you, not tell you off your place. Please let me repeat my
I'm sorry,
Please let
Mr.
me-
Chairman. There's a dozen witnesses here. You're making a mistake saying these things, Mr. Chairman. I remind you, you're the chairman of this party. You should hold it together. That's your duty to hold it together.
Can I
And you
speak-
shouldn't make those accusations, Mr. Chairman, in front of the audience.
May I now speak uninterrupted as I allowed you to do so?
No, because it's shame on you
Well,
for
come on,
not just something
let's-
that's about the
would you allow to
European Parliament.
reply, please?
I expect you to leave now, Nick.
Would you reply? Would you
So,
allow him to reply,
yeah,
please?
yeah, basically, Quad around Demonstrandum, that was a demonstration as to why when you have a meeting which is there to push people forward, discuss where we're going, you don't have people in who are simply going to go over the same old
Chairman,
ground.
you've made a big mistake, Mr. Chairman.
The sooner that you go, the better for all of us.
But, come on.
Well, that'll be for the members to vote on, won't it?
If we get a legitimate election,
You certainly will.
we didn't last year, Nick. We didn't
We followed-
last year, Nick.
we
You
followed
sent
the
out a
Constitution
nomination
last year.
paper with your own name on the top of it. That's. You
If
sent
you'd asked the
out.
question earlier before people left, I could explain that why that was
Well,
a
we didn't have a
necessity.
chance because I think you never came in when you were here.
Because I wasn't told it was here.
I
It's
don't
somebody
know
spoke
what
to
you
us, Nick,
think
in a
you've
unit, over a
achieved
unit.
or what you think you are achieving. There's two things that have got a short life: greed and ego. You are killing this party from inside. Nick, you are not the party.
I know I'm not.
We are. Oh,
No,
you
people
might
here are not the
say
party.
it.
You are part of the party.
We are.
You are part of
We
the party.
are all of us the party. United we stand. You've created a division in this party. I never thought I would see the day when an Englishman would stoop so low. I never thought I'd see the day. And the disappointment I feel, you've let me down so badly.
I'm sorry.
Badly.
I'm sorry the
No,
lies
it
about
would
what's
be
been
nice
going
if you
on
were
have had an
sorry.
effect on you. I really
I've
am
sat
sorry.
here and listened to your lies. You've sat here and told lies about incidents that I've been. That meeting over Dagenham, over Barking, I was there.
Yes, I know.
The bouncers tried to keep me out.
Right,
They
just-
couldn't. You've lied through your teeth. Sorry, Andrew. Please accept my apologies.
If you'd have stood down, Mr. Griffin, the day after last year, I would have gone to the four corners of the earth for you. I didn't even canvass my own constituency the last general election. I 100% canvassed Barking and Dagenham for you. I would have gone to the four corners of the earth. If you'd have stood down the day after the general election and concentrated on being an MEP and let somebody else run the party, we would be up there all by Spain Street.
Let who run the party? Who
Well,
should be?
we could have found someone. You can't take on all the jobs. You took on, you was an MEP, you're chairman of the party, you took over as London Regional Organiser. It's as if you don't trust anybody else.
And I was there as London Regional Organiser for a short time. We've now got a great chap
Well,
in charge there.
why did you
and it's
get
going
rid of
very
Chris
well.
Roberts? He was an admiral man. He's a committed nationalist.
But he wasn't a very good. I'm sorry, he wasn't a very good regional organiser.
Well,
he
he
was
went
paid to
bankrupt.
be.
He
He was
went
paid to
bankrupt.
be the London regional
He went
organiser for 6
bankrupt
months
for the
before
British.
that. He didn't do a very good
He
job.
went bankrupt for the British National Party. We in London thought he was an ideal choice. And if you're saying, with due respect, if you're saying that the London Regional Organiser that you've got now, who's only been in the party 2 years, is better than Chris Roberts, you are not a very good judge of character.
I've seen what Chris Roberts does as a regional organiser. He was paid to do the job for 6 months several years ago, and he didn't do a good job. He wasn't doing a good job recently. London is going extremely well. Steve Squire's family has been in nationalism since the 1930s. His father was jailed under the Race Act. He's grown up with it.
He's
He's a very good man, and he's doing a good job in London. And some people don't like it because they'd rather things were falling apart so they could get their way. I assure you, they're not going to fall apart. One more final thing. You said I was doing too much here, MEP and leader of the party and London regional organiser. I passed London over very quickly. Yes, over the first year of being an MEP especially, I was doing too much. I'm sure Andrew would agree that getting the hang of this place was really very, very difficult. I've got the hang of it now. I don't believe that coming here and taking part endlessly in their charade is actually particularly effective. Believe you me, I am primarily, for and foremost, the leader of the British National Party. You're going to see a lot more of me in the UK on that basis, and until the members vote someone else to lead this party, I will lead it, and I will lead it as a leader. And part of being a leader means taking difficult decisions, and part of that means dealing with people who are deliberately telling lies in order to destabilise things. And that is what Mr Butler and his clique have been doing since well before the last general election, and it's my unfortunate responsibility to deal with what Searchlight and various fools, knaves, cranks and thieves are doing to try and break this party up. They will not break this party up, not while I'm here.
Could I ask one
Well, the
more
party
question?
is being broken up.
Could I
Because
ask?
this, I don't blame you for not resigning. I certainly didn't expect you to resign after the general election. I don't think the result was in any way at all. My criticism of you is that when faced with a leadership challenge that would very easily have been beaten, and indeed didn't even get as far as the election stage, it was turned into a civil war. And it's been turned into a civil war since, with the disciplinary machinery being wrongly used to suspend opponents.
You are employing, particularly Annie Butler, who has done nothing but lie about me and other key party members for the last 2 years, who's gone with the most outrageous campaign of deceit and deception. And if there's a problem with this, which there is, it's partly because you are funding it.
I'm not funding it.
Yes, you are. You're funding Annie Butler to do nothing.
I'm employing him. I
except attack me
don't
and
sack
others.
people because of the political stand they take.
I
That's
don't-
one of the things that we as a party have suffered from, and I don't do the same thing.
I don't think anyone should be sacked for their political stand, but people should not be allowed to lie and lie and lie
Well,
and lie. That's the
I
problem.
don't look at the content of that.
Well, you should do, because you are responsible for it,
No,
because
I'm
you're
not
funding it,
responsible.
Andrew.
I'm not responsible.
You're funding him to do it.
That's
No,
nothing
I'm not.
whatsoever to do with it, Mr Griffin.
Yes.
Can I ask one further
Harrogate
question?
College wasn't funding the NF all those days ago when I was chairman. I was employed by them. It's sort of completely.
Well, he's not doing any European work.
Well, he's absolutely doing some European work.
can I ask
We're
a
doing
very-
something on coastal erosion at the moment. He was working on my latest newsletter earlier. You don't know what he's doing for it. So does the research.
We need to go under and put these two together.
Can I just ask one quick question?
No, you've asked quite a lot. We've really
must
must
my
go.
lies instead of saying they're lies. You haven't rebutted one lie, have you? Have you? Have you?
No, because...
Because you can't, because they're not lies, Mr. Griffin.
Of course they are.
Rebut one then, rebut one lie. Go on, now, rebut one lie.
But I stole £300,000.
I didn't say
That came from
I
you
didn't say
earlier
that.
on.
Where did
I've
you
never
show me
stolen
where I've
that.
said that? You show me where I've said
Oh,
it.
you've told it to people time and time
You
again.
show
all
me
around
where
the
I've said
place.
it. You
No,
tell
so
me where
you sold something.
I've
Tell me
something in that blog I've lied. Tell one thing. One thing.
I don't look at your blog.
Oh, what? You spend
You've
half your
pasted
life
half the time, Nick.
Oh, what?
You've pasted
You
it
say
before.
I tell lies
Yeah,
on my blog.
you have.
What
Never.
lies on my blog? No lies on my blog. Go on, one.
One line, Nick.
There's-
One lie. One lie.
Send me some sheets of it and I'll look at it.
Why do you say I
You
One of those places.
Well, say, for a start, I stole £300,000.
He never said that. He never said that. He never said that.
Can we have
Nick.
an issue? There's a rumour going about that you're going to bring the EGA forward to the 14th or 16th of July to get the constitution, to try and get the constitution changed to stop the next election.
There's no date for it yet, fixed at all. If it's brought forward for the next leadership challenge, it will be because it will actually produce a far easier system of who could stand to make an election happen this year.
And you also promised that you would stay out in 2014. And part of the Ian Kent Constitution is to have a 4-year tenure. Does that mean to say if there is a leadership challenge that you won't be taking part?
If I stand this year, I'm going to stand. Absolutely so. Yep.
Definitely.